I'm glad that Biden and Harris are now in the current administration, but ever since they got elected, I hate talking about this, but we gotta mention, because obviously from the time that we're taping this, right, we're probably already in the spring or somewhere in the twilight zone or in Mars here, but to be on a serious note, because obviously this past January 6th marked the 1-year anniversary of when a mob of supporters of you-know-who, 45, attacked the United States Capitol, where he continued to claim that he won the election fair and square and there was an election fraud, which obviously is absolutely false and complete nonsense. But they had sought to overturn the defeat in the 2020 presidential election by disrupting the joint session of Congress, where it assembled to count electoral votes that would formalize Joe Biden's victory and as well as Kamala Harris's victory. And all this led to 5 deaths that day, failure to overturn the presidential election of that delayed the counting of the electoral votes by several hours, the second impeachment of you-know-who, and suicide of 4 responding officers. But the list goes on and of what happened that day here. So, but look, it's 2022. So what did you think and heard about when you saw about what happened at the Capitol on January 6, 2021?
I was just shocked. I was like, wow, like this is the world that we're really living in? Like really? Like I can't believe like Trump had like put that out there and put so much hatred, like you said, and he just really like the world has come to this. Like I never seen nothing like that out of all my years living on life, and I was just like, what? Like, how could he do that? All because he was jealous of his votes and mad because, you know, like Biden was winning over him, and he was just like, no, this can't happen. Like, I was just like shocked and disappointed. Like, you're supposed to be setting an example, not putting out hatred. You're supposed to be putting out positivity. And it's just like, it was just crazy. That just shows how much power he had and put it towards so much negativity out there. And it was just like, I was just shocked and I was upset. I'm like, wow.
And to add on to that, I feel as if I knew where that part would have been coming from Putin of Russia. Because what he was trying to do is like, he's trying to maintain his power and be like Putin, where he remains in office for a long period of time. There's no way he could do that because you can only serve at most 2 terms, but thankfully he's only a 1-term president. But the fact is, there's only a 2-term limit. FDR I know served 4 terms, but they put into a law where you can only serve 2 terms after FDR was president here. Yeah, and the thing I want to bring up is that during the GOP's January 6th to now, that pro-Trump outlets that sell conspiracy theories and barely cover the real news about the insurrection's aftermath or the new efforts to subvert democracy at the state level. They're basically against democracy for some reason. I don't understand why here, but the voting tech companies have filed lawsuits to try to hold liars accountable. I'm like, but listen, if you are going to be against democracy, then why are you in America?
Exactly. Like,
I
why?
don't understand here.
Yeah, I agree. It was just childish.
Yeah.
What do you agree
I
on?
think,
No more
like
childish
after the whole,
games.
like, Congress thing, I mean, the first thing I said when I was at home in my living room, I said, where was the Secret Service?
Yeah.
And why is this happening?
Right.
Why are we watching something that is like a
So
historic
uncontrolled.
figure of these people jumping over the wall and
Yeah.
allowing them to go into this place? Where were the army of like the cops? What was
Yeah.
going on? Like it felt like it was all. I mean, to me, I thought it was like a setup for people to talk about through the media because it's like you have the president protected throughout the walls of like the White House and Congress. How come? Where was the Secret Service? Where were the cops? Why are we
Right.
talking about this
Right.
and allowing this to happen?
Exactly.
It reminded me of when they were when they were like destroying Fordham Road in the Bronx
Yeah.
when they had, I think it was something similar to that situation around that same time where I'm like, why are the cops not doing anything? I
Right.
don't understand. So I mean, I was just very bamboozled about the whole situation, and I'm like, listen, I just kept praying.
Yeah, exactly. That's all you could really do. I was just shocked
And
too.
stood home.
Right?
That's it.
But yeah, I agree. I was just shocked. I was like, wow, like this is really what's going on. Like I can't, cause it's just like it was so uncontrollable. Like I agree. Where were the cops? Like they just let them do whatever. It's just like, hey, do whatever you want to do, and just we'll sit back and let Trump take over. Let him.
Yeah, I wonder.
like-
Yeah, I wonder where we go from here after, because who knows if it happens again, we got to be prepared. But there has to be some more action to be taken. In order to prevent these violence from happening of what happened at the Capitol about a year and a half ago.
I don't think it will happen again because Trump is out and Biden seems like President Biden. He doesn't seem the type to even spark any negativity.
Yeah,
Like,
thank God we can say President Biden now. You know.
Right.